and is like, okay, you call something out, I'll believe that I'm in this context and I'll play around with it. I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. They totally just agree and they're there 100%. And so one of the things that I liked about improv is kind of the teamwork, the communication, the listening. And after watching improv troops perform, I was like, oh my gosh, if I could just take these folks that do improv and put them into an agile development team, we'd have a fantastic team. Unfortunately, most of the folks that are in improv troops are actors and musicians and people that are wanting to write books. Occasionally, we'll get some tech people in there, but the concepts of improv totally work with team development. And that's why I've been interested in it for so long. And I'm like, okay, I like coaching, I like improv. Let's see if we can mix them up and see what happens. And so here's what I usually tell teams when we start. It's like, okay, it's going to be a little uncomfortable at first. And so we're going to do some things that are goofy and weird, but guess what? If you get it wrong, who cares? If you look kind of silly, who cares? Because we're all looking kind of silly at the same time. It's all about trying to master the art of becoming more comfortable with the uncomfortable. And so that's what it's all about. And so for the activities, we definitely want to encourage you to put your video on. I don't care if you have hair rollers or if you have like people jumping down in the background, because there's a lot of visual play in here. And so if we can't see you, it's going to be really, 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 really hard to play along. So if you can, go ahead and turn your video on.
Sorry, I don't have a working camera.
Oh my gosh, really? I had somebody tell me that before, one of my teammates, and they're like, oh man, my laptop camera's broke. I'm like, do you have a phone? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, man, you can jump on Zoom with your phone. So we did that.
There's
All right.
just
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, and a nice, like, it looks like sunny, like Nebraska or something like that. I don't know. I'm brand new to Colorado Springs, so if that's Colorado Springs, I haven't the slightest idea. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is something called the name game. And so a lot of times I do this in the coaching role. A lot of times I jump in and I have no idea who these people are. There's two things. I don't know who the people are. And the second thing is a lot of times I have no idea, honestly, to pronounce their names. And so I want to learn who they are and their names so I don't get it wrong. And so here's the way that this works. You know what? We need an order. And so the order that I see on my screen, you can rename yourselves. And so let's see, I'll rename myself as 0. So put a number right in front of your name. So Jason, put like a 1 in front of your name. Brandon, put a 3 in front of your name. Keith, did I say, yeah, put a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anna, put a 5. Jill, put a 6. Josiah, put a 7. And John, we'll see if we can integrate you in with this right here. Put an 8.
I'm gonna try joining with my phone.
Woohoo! I'm so excited about that. Let me put 0 in front of my name.
Oh, was I supposed to have
what you have a 1.
Oh, whoops.
Saved by 0.
And we have a new person joining us. 0, 1. All right. All right, John.
What number did you want me to use?
A 2.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining your camera. Look at that. We make these things work. And the Kimberly, let's see what numbers left. Number 8. Put an 8 before your name.
Sounded a little like she was still working on our audio at that point. She may not have heard you.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, this is Kimberly. Were you talking to me?
Yes.
I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was getting my audio on, and I don't have a camera because it's on my other big monitor, and it's coming in on November 2nd.
Ooh. All right. So we'll try to. We'll see if this works right here. All right. So put a 8 in front of your name. If not, whoever's a host, Jason can put it there if you can. All right. So what this is this is called the name game. And the way that this works is I like alliteration. And so you give alliteration to your name. So for example, since my name begins with a T, well, I'll just go with like Taco Trey. And so we want to do a symbol, or not a symbol, a gesture. So I'd say like Taco Trey. And everybody else would also do this at the same time. They would say Taco Tray.
Taco tray.
Now you get it. You get into it. I see people doing this.
Yeah.
No, Taco Tray. Whatever your uncomfortability is, lean into that just a little bit. All right.
Wait,
So-
so are we saying your name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And so the reason why is now you're associating with like a kind of visualization, like Taco Tray, and the name at the same time. All right. So since Jason, you are number 2, using alliteration, do your name and some kind of gesture.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Jaguar Jason.
Jaguar
Jason.
Jaguar Jason.
Jaguar
All
Jason.
right. John, you're up.
Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
That's a fail. Jumpin' John.
Jumpin' John.
Jumpin' John.
All right. Brandon?
Balloon Brandon.
Balloon Brandon.
Balloon Brandon.
Balloon Brandon.
I love how you're adding on the sound too. That's cool. All right. Keith?
Kitchen Keith.
Kitchen Keith.
Kitchen Key.
Kitchen Keith.
All right, Anna?
Angelic Anna.
Angelic Anna.
Angelic Anna.
I like the sarcasm
Jill?
replication. Thank you.
I don't have a Jive and Jill. I don't have a symbol.
Ivan Jill.
I've been Jill.
Jive and Jill.
Saya?
Jogging Josiah.
Jogging Josiah.
Jogging Josiah.
All right. So, Kimberly, you're probably going to have to make a sound and then your name. Or your name and then a sound.
Well, I already had it pictured in my head. I was going to cross my arms, do that whole attitude and do cool Kimberly.
Ah, nice. Cool
Yeah,
Kimberly.
cool Kimberly.
Exactly.
Kimberly.
You guys,
Cool
perfect.
All right. All right. So let's go just a little bit faster this time. All right. So taco tray.
Taco Tray.
Taco tray.
Taco tray.
Taco tray.
Now me?
Yep.
Okay. Jaguar Jason.
Jaguar Jason.
Jaguar Jason.
Jason.
Jumpin' John.
Jumpin' John.
John. Balloon Brandon.
Balloon Brandon.
Brandon.
Kitchen Key.
Kitchen Keith.
Angelic Anna.
Angelic
Angelic
Anna.
Anna.
Jive and Jill.
Jive
Jill.
Jogging Josiah.
Jogging Josiah.
Josiah. Cool Kimberly.
Cool Kimberly.
Ooh,
Kimberly.
All right. So we're going to change it up just a little bit. So here's how this works. You say your symbol, like I'm Taco Trey, and then you pass it to somebody. So I'd be like Taco Trey to Angelic Anna. And then Anna, you would say Angelic Anna and pass it to somebody else.
Okay. Now,
Uh-huh.
Angelic Anna, Kitchen Keith.
Kitchen Keith. Jaguar Jason.
Jaguar Jason, Balloon Brandon.
Balloon Brandon. Jumpin' John.
Jumpin' John. Cool Kimberly.
Cool Kimberly. Jazzy Jennifer. Jill.
Jive and Jill.
Jive
John
and-
and Josiah.
Jogging Josiah to Angelic Anna.
Keep going. Angelic Anna to Jaguar Jason.
Jaguar Jason to Taco Tray. Taco Tray.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to escalate to round 3 right here. So now we aren't going to say names at all. So I'm just going to do like this.
Oh. So now I'm stuck.
How are you going to do that?
I broke it.
What movement
Okay, I'm
are you
doing the
doing,
hand-
Kimberly?
I'm doing the hand shift at my shoulders.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Egyptian. There you go.
Let's see, I think it's most of the way around.
And then my hands are going up and down like I'm jumping.
Like this?
Oh, he's not looking.
He just looked away.
Oh, sorry. Let's see.
It's kind of a jump. Was it me?
All right. So what were your observations from that activity?
You had to encode and decode and send a message, and it required all 3 parts of that. You couldn't just like drop something and expect somebody else. Like when Keith just looked away for a second, right? The whole message got lost, which is really important in communication.
Right, absolutely. So listening, so it's verbal, and it's also nonverbal as well, and paying attention to everybody. And it's a fun little warm up to do and to learn everybody's names. And I've done this with some teams, and oh my gosh, you still remember kind of the symbols that they did in the name game. It's like, wow, I remember what you did. So can you see yourself using this with different teams you're involved in?
Yep.
Yeah, fun little intro right there. All right, so the next one to kind of get to know people a little bit more And this is, well, this is something called tribes right here. And I was trying to figure out how to do somebody with non-video right here. But what I want you to do is in your video settings, go to the video and hide non-video participants. So that way anybody's camera that doesn't have video, it hides it, because we're going to play with turning the video on and off. And Kimberly, whenever you want to jump in here, we will use your voice. Sound good?
Sure.
All righty. Yeah. And so this is something called tribes. And I learned this quite a while back. And I was like, man, how can I take the concept of tribes and bring it to kind of the virtual platform? And so the way this works is you'll have basically a circle of people, and the person that jumps in the center, they turn their video on. So everybody by default will have their video off. So for example, let's try that. Everybody turn their video off. And the only thing you should see is like nothing. And so I jump in the center right here and I say, okay, I like tacos. And so everybody that loves tacos, go ahead and turn your video on. All right. And Kimberly verbally let us know, hey, do you like tacos too?
I do. Okay, I love tacos.
Oh my gosh. This is like my tribe of people. I never have like every single person in the room that loves tacos. So that's fantastic. So the next thing out, all right, go ahead and turn your video off. And somebody else jump out there in the center by turning their video on and say something that you like or don't like. Anybody?
I like sunsets.
Sunsets. That's cool.
I like sunsets.
Actually, the one happening right now in Colorado Springs. It's pretty good.
Ooh, nice.
Take a little peek.
As everybody's looking out the window.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
All right. So go ahead and reset. Turn your videos off. All right. And somebody else jump out there.
I like aviation. All right, a couple.
Yeah, look at that. And just soak it in a minute.
My grandfather was a pilot, and a plane that he flew is in the museum in Washington, D.C. for Eastern Airlines.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Me?
All right. Go ahead and reset. And somebody jump out there in the center.
I like farm animals.
You said farm animals?
Yep, I like farm animals.
All right. So we got some people like some farm animals. Okay, so go ahead and hide your video. All right, somebody else jump out in there.
Oh, Josiah. Which one? Ah, there we go. He left me. Okay, I'll jump in first and I'll say, I like science fiction movies like Star Wars and The Matrix and all those kinds of movies.
Yes.
That's a pretty good showing.
Sci-fi.
Everybody.
There we go. Nice.
All right. We'll watch sci-fi and eat tacos.
Yeah. And the sunset.
Oh, try again.
I like cats.
I will voice a partial like because I'm very allergic, but I love them.
Right there with
Well, are
you.
you either a cat person or a dog person?
Yeah. All right, let's reset.
I like traveling.
Traveling.
Like what's
Yeah.
that?
Hmm?
I missed the end of that.
Oh, traveling.
Traveling. Yeah, traveling's cool.
Uh-huh. All right, go ahead and reset. Has everybody had an opportunity to go at least once?
I like hiking.
Ooh, hiking.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I live in Colorado.
Yeah. I love
When in Colorado, hike.
Mhm.
yep. And I love being able to do geocaching when I'm hiking.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that.
All right.
That's good.
I think that everybody's gone at least once, right?
Mhm.
All right. How about one more? Is anybody dying it? Jason, go ahead. You're up.
Oh, I like hot tubs.
Hot tubs.
Yes.
All right. So let's show the non-video participants so that we can see Kimberly, so we don't leave her out. All right. So how was doing tribes? How was that useful?
We got to learn a lot of things that are a commonality for a lot of us.
Yeah. It's almost like, how do you get to know a group really quickly and kind of form, hey, common things? And it's especially important on the kind of the digital kind of meetings and such now. You can't be in person. So definitely a way of getting to know people a little bit better. Something that you might not know that you have in common right there. And I already see a lot of kind of commonalities between this group right here. People like hiking, eating tacos, and watching sci-fi.
Yep.
It's good,
So,
like it's like a good low barrier to entry exercise too. You know, most people like to talk about things that they like. So I feel like most people would be willing to participate.
yeah, the first one, the name game, there's a little bit of a barrier to overcome right there. But man, the tribes is fairly easy to jump in there and learn a little bit more about different people. And you can also do it with kind of work related things, as far as like, okay, how many people have been at the company more than a year or something like that, or how many people have I don't know, they like they use a programming language like C++ or something. So you can do it in work related things as well to form commonalities like that. Or I've been a software developer, I've been a tester, so different type of roles as well. So lots of fun. All right, so the next thing, this is kind of a fun way of kind of doing another warm up and getting people to say yes to different things. And so this is called 7 things, and the way that it works is if I give somebody like 7 ways to say water, or 7 foods that you like. So something like that. And we'll go in the order of the circle, 0 through 8 right there. And so I'll pass something to Jason. And so I can say something like, okay, Jason, in your best New York accent, what are 7 foods that you like? And after he says each one, everybody says yes until you say 7. You can say complete nonsense or 7 foods that you really like.
Okay. In my
Go.
best accent. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. I tell stories to my kids at night, and I try to give them accents, and they always turn out terrible. So here we go. I'll do my best. Since I grew up in Mississippi and I no longer have an accent, I always try to bring it back for them because they love it. I like grits.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
potatoes.
Yes.
I like corn dogs.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
funnel cakes.
Yes.
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 I like watermelon.
Yes.
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 Lima beans.
Yes.
Yes.
I like waffles. And I like
Yeehaw.
Yes.
Yes. All
Good.
right. That's 7. So, do you know the? So since there's another way to clap too. You can do this right here. It's almost
Jazz
like
hands.
right there. Yeah, the clap right there. Doesn't make as much noise, and you can visually see it as well. All right. So, Jason, you pass your suggestion to John. 7 things.
your seven U.S. states that you hate.
Yes. All right.
Ooh, that's a touchy one. Where did everybody? Trying to remember who everybody said where they were from. Let's see. States I hate. California.
Yes.
Yes.
Waiting to see if people clap.
Oh,
What do I hate? Minnesota,
Yes.
Wisconsin,
Yes.
Yes.
New York,
yes.
Yes.
Tennessee.
Yes.
Yes.
How many is that? How many is that?
5.
It's 5. Florida.
Yes.
Yes.
What else I hate? New Jersey.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
How many is that?
That was 7.
That's all 7.
Oh, that's 7. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Next,
Pass it to
Jill.
Brandon. Number 3.
Oh, okay. We get to the. Okay,
Born
Brandon.
in
Number.
Florida, John.
Huh?
I was born in Florida,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
West Virginia. West Virginia. Okay, is a good one.
Oh, I gotta. Okay, so Brandon is next. 7 cars that you have had in your life.
All
I haven't had that many cars in my life.
If you haven't, make it up.
I'll make it up. Okay. Ford Taurus,
Yes.
Pontiac Grand Prix,
Ooh.
Yes.
Volkswagen Passat,
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nissan Altima,
Yeah.
Toyota Sienna,
Yes.
Yes.
and then these are the fake ones. Chevy Camaro,
Yes.
Yes.
2020 Corvette.
Yes.
Very good looking.
All right, your turn, Brandon, and pass it to Keith.
All right, Keith. Let's see. 7 musical groups or bands that you like.
7 musical
All
groups or
right.
bands. All right. This should be fun. I'll start with The Who,
Oh,
Yes.
Rolling Stones,
Yes.
Led Zeppelin.
Yay.
Yes.
Seeing a pattern here.
You think so, huh? Fleetwood Mac,
Yes.
Chicago,
Yes.
Yes.
Styx,
Yes.
and let's see, Kansas.
All right.
Yes. All right.
Let's see, I get to give something
Pass it
to
to Anna.
Anna, I'd love to see with some sort of rousing gesture, 7 book titles.
Ooh.
All right. What to do when machines do everything?
Yes.
The Turk in America.
Yes.
Yes.
Reinventing organizations.
Yes.
Yes.
In my own words.
Yes.
Yes.
That's 4 or 5.
4.
Or she's looking around.
Yeah. Hey.
Wild.
Yes.
Yes.
Quiet.
Yes.
The tipping point.
Yes.
And
All right.
okay, thank God. Cool.
All right, you pass it to Jill now.
Oh yeah. Jill, I would like you to name 7 websites or apps that you use frequently.
All right.
Good. Easy one. Apps I use frequently. Let's see. Zoom.
Yes.
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 LinkedIn. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Facebook Marketplace. Yes.
Yes.
Google. Yes.
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 TurboScan. Take photos
Yes.
of documents. What else? Messenger.
Yes.
Yes.
Outlook email.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And my weather.
All right. Jill, you get to pass it to Josiah now.
Okay. Josiah, I'd like you to name 7 of your favorite musical instruments.
All right.
Not the 6 and behind you.
This guitar, this guitar, this guitar.
Guitar,
Yes.
bass,
Yes.
Yes.
acoustic drums,
Yes.
Yes.
keyboard,
Yes.
Yes.
mandolin,
Yes.
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 banjo.
Yes.
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 Yes. All right. You could probably do that all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Josiah, now you get to pass it to Kimberly.
All right. Kimberly, name 7 of your most inspirational figures throughout history that you have drawn inspiration from.
Oh my. Okay, the first one that comes to mind is Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
My grandma Rose.
Yes.
I know you can't say yes. You don't know her. Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yes.
Yes.
Really inspired by. My dad.
Yes.
Yes.
My husband. Now.
Yes.
Yes.
How many is that? I don't even know. I lost count. Is that 5, 6?
One more. One more.
One more. I would say I say Einstein.
Yes.
Yes. All
Yes.
right. Now, Kimberly, you get to pass it to me now.
All right, Trey. I would like to know 7 places that you would like to travel to in the next 2 months.
All right. Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
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 Fort Worth.
Yes.
Yes.
Perth, Australia.
Yes.
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 Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
London.
Yes.
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 Paris, Texas.
Yes. Ah.
And Rome,
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
Was that seven?
I think so.
Okay. All right. It seems like it was just a little bit of a struggle. What do you think?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
Because you're on the
You were in your
spot.
head. You're in
Yeah.
your head. So it was on the spot and in the head. So the goal is to think, okay, what is the first thing that just kind of like comes in your head? And so if you're having a problem with like favorite things like water bottle, speakers, cup, just look around, just inspiration, anything that pops in your head. If I was saying a city, I should have said like Fluffy Town, something like that. It doesn't matter what comes up. The whole point is getting people to think a little bit quicker on their feet. And at first, teams will do that. Then they'll do some silly things like favorite colors or sounds or different things, and just coming up quicker and quicker. Or favorite ice cream flavors. Sometimes that gets a little weird. And so sometimes, and the very beginning, they'll start with chocolate and vanilla and the usual suspects. And then sometimes, as this goes on with the team, sometimes they're like fajitas and steak and pillow and rubber. So just weird random things. And so it's trying to get you to think a little bit quicker on your feet. And also it also helps the team say yes to your ideas. So how many times you have a problem where people aren't listening to and you're like, man, I don't know what they said, but I'm not listening to them. Here, you have like undivided attention, and whatever you're saying, the team is saying yes to. How cool does that feel?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, no matter what you say. And so getting the team to practice saying yes to what you're saying makes it easier whenever you actually have an idea at work and you present it and people are like, okay, that sounds good. And so you get them a habit of saying yes to different things. So that's a cool little trick right there for kind of team building and getting people to say yes to ideas. So it's getting that comfortability. And it gets easier because a lot of times you're like, okay, let's do 7 actual things. It gets more fun. It's a great warm up in the morning and stuff like that. Maybe in the stand up or who knows where you have an opportunity to do this, but a lot of meetings that can be this can be done in while people are gathering. All right, so the next one is, well, this one's focusing on listening. And so what this is we're going to have everybody turn their video off, and you're going to close your eyes for this one right here, and you're going to focus on listening. And so there's 7 right here, and the goal is going through the alphabet A through Z. So one person's going to say A, next person's going to say B, and no order. If I see an order, I'm going to tell you restart. So the goal is to organically say the alphabet A through Z. And if 2 people say the letter at the same time, so if I say A or B and Jason says B, then you reset. No say, oh man, just somebody else, just start with A. And so let's see if you're able to get the Z. All right. So go ahead.
A.
E.
B.
A.
B.
C.
D.
D.
E.
Q.
What?
No order, right? Yeah.
Order? No, I think he meant no order in the way we speak.
Yeah, you got to go A through Z in order.
Oh.
Order the letters, but not order people, so we can't just
Not
know
the order.
what number we were.
I
Right.
thought you meant
I
no
think
order.
somebody else said E when I said E, so we probably need to go back to A again.
A.
B.
B.
A.
B.
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 A.
E.
D.
B.
E.
F.
G.
G.
A.
E.
C.
D.
Ah.
A.
B.
Ah.
A.
B.
B.
A.
A.
B.
C.
B.
D.
E.
F.
G.
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 A.
B.
C.
E.
E.
A.
B.
B.
A.
B.
C.
D.
E.
F.
G.
H.
I.
J.
J. Frick.
A.
B.
C.
D.
E.
F.
G.
H.
I. A.
B.
C.
D.
E.
F.
G.
H.
I.
J.
J.
L.
A.
B.
E.
F.
G.
H.
I.
J.
K.
L.
M.
N.
O.
Oh, that was our biggest one.
A.
B.
C.
D.
E.
F.
F.
A.
E.
C.
D.
D.
F.
G.
H.
I.
J.
A.
K.
A.
B.
C.
D.
D.
A.
B.
All right. I was really pulling for you right there. So close. All right, come on back.
I like to do that with my teams when I want to torture them a little bit. Just so you know.
Have you done this before?
I've done like a counting one, something similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
They hate
like
it when I
count to
ask them
15
to
or
do it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? So how cool is it whenever they get all the way through it?
Oh yeah, it's super satisfying.
Yeah. So it's like, oh man. So when you got to O, I was like, oh, so close right there. And I've seen it where some teams like get it really quickly and right away, and then other teams are struggling. And oftentimes I tell them, okay, slow down just a little bit. Just slow down. Feel kind of the sense of where everybody is. And it is significantly harder doing it remotely than in person, but still in person, I tell them that, hey, stand in a circle and still look down and close their eyes while they're doing this. But it's trying to get in tune with everybody and being able to listen and be on the same page. And so it's really satisfying whenever they complete all of it. So you can use the alphabet. You can say, okay, go to number 20 or something like that. So different ways of doing it right there. But it's important about listening. And the cool thing about it is that if you're building a product, a lot of times people are like, man, I want to redo something because they spent so much effort doing it. This right here gets the teams in practice of saying, oh man, if we've gotten this far and it's not working, well, we're going back to the beginning. So you're building upon each other and you're not getting mad. You're saying it's doing yes and again by working as a team together. And so that helps build trust again. So it's a fun thing to do. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is tell a story. And so this is fun. And so the way that this works is we're going to tell a story and you have one sentence per person or word, whatever you want to do. But you use each letter of the alphabet. And so the first person to start would say a something something or whatever. And the next person would start with a B on the sentence and get all the way to Z. And so let's see the topic that want to throw out there. And we have been starting with Jason quite a bit. So let's start with Jon kicks this off right here. We want to tell a story about about water. Tell a story about water.
Okay, so I
you're
start
go in order.
I start a sentence that starts with an A, and then the next person's going to start with B. Okay.
B.
A little boy went to the lake.
Bats were flying everywhere.
Cars were driving by at an insane speed.
Depending on the moment, the weather shifted.
Eggs started to drop from the sky.
Fish were jumping everywhere.
Goats ran through the field.
Did you, Trey?
You're on mute, maybe.
Who's next?
It's all you, Jason.
Oh, okay. This is H. Hello, said one of the bats.
Oh, me too. I'm Count Dracula.
Whose two do you think you are? Said one of the other goats.
See, kites fell in the water, just missing the bats.
Let me get some water, said the boy.
My water cup is halfway full. Here, you can have half of mine.
No.
Them? Them?
Yeah. Oh, it's raining.
People, wait, no. People had a picnic in the park. Storyline.
Quickly, the boy decided, hey, it's time to leave.
Randomly, a dragon arrived on the scene.
Silently, a snake slithered through the water up to the dragon.
Finally, the snake killed the dragon, and the boy got away, safe.
Under the cover of darkness, the boy escaped from the dragon. Barely.
Vexed though he was.
Why was he vexed?
Zoom went the goat.
All right. What a story right there. So how was that?
I liked it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Easier than trying to do ABC with the video off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to work together as a team to say, okay, how can we make this work? And also think about, like, wait a second, what letter comes next? Yeah, so also a little bit of listening and team building as well. And so the last thing I want to do is called Words of Wisdom. And this time we will start with Brandon.
Okay.
So think about all of the wise things that people have said out there in the world. And so start with one word, and each person is going to build onto it.
One word.
So
Okay.
you're going to start with one word, just one word, and then the next person is going to add to it and think of a wise saying.
Okay.
This is completely made up. Don't try to like come up with like a quote.
Okay. Okay.
Saying right there, completely random. All right. So you start, Brandon.
Give.
Of.
Yourself.
Do.
Did you say do?
Two.
Others.
As.
Are we skipping you again, Trey? Okay.
Yeah.
Cats.
So the last two words were as cats.
Where do you go with that?
You add a knot.
as cats. Sunning.
Themselves.
Inside.
Relish.
Type of relish.
The.
Sun.
Brake lights.
What?
It just popped into my head. Oh, I said brake lights.
Okay.
But
I know.
Are you writing this down, Trey, so we can hear the whole thing at the end?
Oh, you're muted, I think.
Yes, we get in right here. You don't remember what was being said? Give of yourself to others as cats sunning themselves inside relish the sun brake light. And then you do yes.
Yes, yes. That's awesome.
All right. We can do one more. All right. Let's start with Keith.
Embrace.
Each.
Penguin.
Penguin.
Persevere.
Oh, Joshua, I missed that. What was it?
Like.
Like football.
Games.
Even.
If.
Sunsets.
Die.
Die? Is that what you said?
Die.
Die.
What?
A, the letter A.
Okay.
Adjective or adverb.
Create. I don't know.
Kitten.
Wait, what
All right.
That's what's on my wall.
That's nonsense.
So embrace each penguin, hike football games, even if sunsets die, and create kitten. Yes.
Yes.
Words of wisdom. Sometimes they make sense. Sometimes you don't quite get the wisdom yet.
Yes.
But it's there. So it's a fun little way of also listening to everybody as well and trying to say, okay, how can this make sense as well? So building upon each other, but how can you, yes, and so overall tonight, y'all did a really great job, yes-anding each other. You went like full in, you leaned in a little bit to like some of the weirdness, and hopefully some of these you can bring back to your teams. And at first they may be like, hey, this is a little weird, but you can progressively get a lot more complex and weird. And my teams are excited to try something new every single time. So I'm like, okay, trying to invent new stuff for them to do. And so that shows kind of willingness to play and kind of trusting each other and really focusing on their listening skills. And they're able to communicate a lot better, and they're more open to discussing different things as well. And so a lot of these things are kind of the foundation of building teams and helping them trust and listen to one another. So that was the whole objective. So was that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for playing.
Thank you, Trey.
Yeah, thank you, Trey. That was really good. Like,
Yeah.
And I do this like every day. I'm like, what? I get to do this? Man, I love this.
It's awesome. Very, very practical too. Stuff I can put into practice right away.
Yeah, great ideas.
Yeah,
I have a
that was the intent.
question
Have a
if
whole bunch of
you're
stuff.
open to fielding it. Can
What's
I ask
that?
a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So I've been playing around, not as much as you have, I'm sure, with different improv things to kind of open up the room and stuff. How do you field, like, there's always like that uncomfortableness stuff, but if people are reluctant because they're like, well, my job isn't to do this. And I'm just speaking kind of from experience of what I've run into with hesitancy or resistance on it. I'm too old, or like just different objections that people might have when you're trying to break through that initial uncomfortableness that some people aren't as willing to lean in and try it. What are some techniques you've used, or things you've said, or data you've shown, or anything like that?
So I did this with a group of leaders at an airline in Dallas. And so they were really kind of uncomfortable at first. And the thing that you have to do is to call it out and say that sometimes these things might be a little bit weird, but you just start small.
Okay.
Do really small things. I've done pass the ball or crazy eights or a whole bunch of other things that really don't kind of put them out there too far. And so my tips for success is you can't go straight off the deep end. You have to dip your toe in the water just a little bit. And maybe one of the things that, for example, the saying that letters of the alphabet, that's a low barrier of entry. People can say, okay, this is easy. They can understand, hey, why are we doing this? And you can explain it. And then you build up from there. And so find some different things that they can kind of dip their toe in, and gradually you increase it. And what I've seen with these leaders, they would walk around as a different object. The leaders were walking around saying, okay, walk like a flamingo. And they were doing that, or their favorite animal. So if you can get leaders to go from kind of saying numbers to going around walking kind of funky, you can get anybody. And so the key is starting small on something that isn't too scary. Yeah. And the thing is, if they're seeing you doing it, and I didn't participate in some just to show you the flow, but anything weird, I'm going to jump right in there and do. And so as long as they see you're doing it and you're being silly, and they see the other folks also doing as well, they're more comfortable in doing that. They're like, I don't want to be the only person not doing this.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
Do you have a resource where you get some of your ideas, or you just like, because you just make them up as you go along, or is there something you could point us to get our thoughts going in that direction of activities?
So I've been through a lot of improv training, and so a lot of things I've learned, I'm like, okay, I'm remembering. I really should write some of these down, but I think there's probably some websites for like improv games and such that you can try. There's like the encyclopedia of improv games. That might be a good one to jump into. I don't use it as much, but you can get some kind of inspiration, some ideas. And the thing is, honestly, even if you have this encyclopedia just to go off of, the whole point is to say, okay, take what you know and how can you add to it? How can you build onto it and kind of make it your own? Because a lot of stuff I do, I might have learned in kind of all the improv things that I've done, but it's really about building onto it and say, okay, what am I trying to accomplish here? What is the challenge that the team is trying to solve? And then see, how can I get them to do that? If they're not listening to each other, then for example, and if they're talking over each other, then I'm going to make them do the alphabet A through Z so that they slow down just a little bit. So there's always a combination of improv type technique and matching that with kind of the things that the teams are struggling with. And most of the time, it's communication. And a lot of these are based around, you can't do these very well without being able to communicate. But for inspiration, yeah, I'll try the, let me see right here, Improv encyclopedia. Let me put that in the chat right here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And a lot of those, you're going to have to figure out, okay, how are you going to transition it into the virtual world too?
Right. It reminds me of what, I have this visual in my head of what it looks like. And there's a website that I use for activities in a retrospective. It's called RetroMat. I think retromat.org.
I use that as well.
Yeah, super good. I love that. But it's it's almost like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like I keep wanting to say jukebox. That's not it. What's the thing you gamble with? You pull
the slot machine.
Thank you.
Slot, yeah.
Woo! Slot machine. It's like that. Like you know, you got these little on the website. It's got these little spinners that that'll. At least that's how I visualize it. That bring up different activities that you can do. Randomly bring up different activities that you can do in a retrospective. That's how I'm visualizing this thing that you got to build, Trey. You got to get your thoughts out there so we can mine those and use them.
Yeah, you're like, try this.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank
well,
you.
everybody, thanks for. Oh, sorry, Jill. Did I cut you off?
No, thank you, Trey. That was fun. Very useful.
Yeah.
I like the hands-on that we went through, all of us, to make sure that we understood it and got the slowness and the hesitations. Observe that as a team would.
Yeah. Usually there's no right way or wrong way to do it. It's about growing as a team. And the more you do, the better you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody, thanks for showing up today. We appreciate you being a part of our little band here. And Trey, thank you for taking the time to prepare and do a really good presentation on this. I know that it's helpful for me, especially to, like Jill said, spending a lot of time actually doing it makes it easy to apply next time we have a chance. So a couple things just to remind everybody. I'm sorry, yeah, you're waving. Wait, not yet. A couple things to remind you of the logo that Anna brought up, so that if you know some designers or anything like that, or you yourself are interested in helping us out there, don't forget about that. There is a chat in the chat that Anna sent out. Wait, I should say this, that Anna sent out. And we'll be having another one of these. We meet every Thursday. Sorry, not every Thursday. It's not even on a Thursday. It's the third Tuesday of every month. So next time is going to be Dr. Eric J. Huffman. So I work with him. He is a cybersecurity expert, has his doctorate in something like cyber psychology or something like that. It's an emerging field of the way people act and behave online or something like that. Anyway, that's going to be super interesting. So that's coming up in a month. Maybe you guys can join us for that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks so much, you guys.
It's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. See you later.
All right. Good to meet everybody.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.